So I have never made a video voicing my opinions or trying to portray myself in any light, but after watching the frustrated documentary about black men going and living in Brazil, I was absolutely mortified. I couldn't believe how disheartened I was after watching it. The way that they talk about black women is just, it's disgusting, quite frankly. They discuss women as extremely superficial, materialistic. Well, I'm going to backtrack a bit and say that the documentary, I have to put that word in quotations from now on because there is nothing about it that says documentary. There's maybe one or two facts or statistics in the entire 45-minute video. Even those are badly edited and they have bad English in them. Everything you hear, every person you interview is, I think, I believe, I think. That's not the way a documentary works. You use facts and you use interviews with people who present facts, not opinions, not what they believe. Watch a documentary on the History Channel, on Smithsonian. Very rarely, unless they're interviewing someone who is actually there at a particular event, very rarely do they say anything about I. It doesn't happen, particularly when you're speaking with the experts. But anyway, the way that they speak about black women is, that, or black American women, I should say, they don't keep themselves up. They're extremely domineering. They're just rude and disrespectful to their men, and everything is about money, and it's just not true. Some women are like that, but you can't judge all women by their worst examples. If you judged every white man by the KKK, that wouldn't necessarily be fair. If you judged every black man by, the worst thugs in the prison system, that wouldn't be fair either. So it's ridiculous to paint black women as just these creatures and these beasts that aren't even they aren't even fit to be somebody's companion, particularly our counterparts, the black man. And so many black women have been taught, I know I have, to be loyal and to look for your black mate. And so a lot of us are waiting on black men, and if they can't accept us, then what are we to do? If we go on to another race, then it looks like, okay, we're not being loyal, we're not doing what we're supposed to do and sticking with our own, and we should, to be honest. But if there's not enough to go around, and that's being exacerbated by the fact that they're running off to foreign countries, then there's a problem. We're just talking strictly in terms of numbers. There's not enough to go around. Then you add in, homosexuality and bisexuality amongst the African American community on the male and female sides. You add in incarceration amongst black brothers, and the number of marriage-minded men out there is just, it's almost none. And it's really, really hard. And we know this. The Black American woman knows this, and they are under intense amounts of pressure to be what somebody needs. To be, I keep saying loyalty because that's what we've been taught. That's what we've been socialized into. To be loyal, to not be disrespectful, to be sophisticated, to be a lady and a whore, to be self-sufficient but still dependent on a man, to not be domineering, but to be very much an independent woman. And I mean, it goes on and on and on and on. This world of contradictions that we have to try to hold up. And it's just, I mean, the materialistic stances, the domineering stances, I mean, it's unnecessary, really, because there are women out there who are just not like that. I don't have a Louis Vuitton purse. I don't want one. I got a $3 Goodwill bag when I opt to carry a pocketbook. I'd rather have $3. I'd rather have, $300 in a $3 bag than a $300 bag with $3 in it. I don't care about how much money a man has, as long as he's able to take care of himself, because, I don't have a lot of money, so I can't support both of us. But as long as he has enough money to take care of him, I'm not looking for anything financially from him. I don't care how much education he has. I do agree with the young lady who was interviewed in the Frustrated documentary. She wanted someone who had an appreciation for education. That much I do agree with. If you don't have education, and there seems to be a huge backlash in the Black community, mainly amongst our men, if you don't have education, still prize it and still teach your young men and your young women that it's something that you need. Is it a guarantee of success? Absolutely not, but it's better that you have it than not. I have a master's already. Prayerfully, I'll have a doctorate pretty soon. But I don't look to berate or patronize my counterpart, my man, whomever he may be, when he comes. I'm not looking to hold that over his head. He would still be the head of a family, where we'd have a family. I mean, if you talk to us, a lot of us know our place. A lot of us know how to traverse that line, as difficult as it is. A lot of us do know how to do it. But if you don't give us a chance, if you go running off to another country and trying to, embrace this notion of exoticism, it doesn't work that way. I mean, a lot of women are looking to gain something from you, just like a lot of American women are. These places aren't havens, and they have their ghettos, and they have their slums, and they have their bad areas, just like anywhere else in the world. When you travel, you find just as many similarities as you do differences. You are just as surprised at the things that you share in common with that place as you are the things that separate you. And assuming that women are going to be so much better because they're from another country is laughable, unless you're actually there. So one more thing. Within the video, there was this pretty prominent notion that Brazilian women are, so much more attractive and worlds different from us, and they keep themselves up. And, the American women, when they go there, they hold their heads down because they just can't hold a candle to the Brazilian woman. And if physical beauty and attractiveness and things of that sort are the sole reason you're going to Brazil, you're missing a lot of the experience. And what's more, if you want to do that, that's fine, but then don't call us superficial for wanting someone attractive too. It's a hideous double standard. We get that all the time. You shouldn't focus on looks. You should focus on whether someone can provide for you and whether someone can love you and take care of you. You shouldn't worry about looks. I mean, that's ridiculous. Obviously, you shouldn't be, looking for an actor with a six-pack, but you have to have some level of physical attraction in order for two people to be drawn towards one another. And I speak from experience. I have tried in vain on several occasions for long periods of time to be joined with somebody who I had no level of physical attraction to. And it's torture. You're constantly plagued by guilt because you feel that the person is very nice, that, you have a great deal to learn from one another. But that chemistry, that attraction isn't there. It's not being superficial, it's being realistic. I mean, it has to be there. It's not a matter of not being deep enough to accept someone who, looks like something you ran over. It's just, it's going to sound bad, but it comes down to natural selection. We're meant to be attracted to some things, and we're meant to not be attracted to other things so that the proper genes get passed on. I mean, it's really, I hate to reduce it into those terms, but it's pretty much the way it is. But yeah, I guess that's all I really had to say. Feel free to comment, post, but yeah, I had to say something because it was unreal the way that they talked about us as if we were monsters who were unfit to be with anybody, most of all our black kings. And it's tragic that the ones that should love and embrace us the most are the first ones to kind of jump on that we hate black women bandwagon. It hurts.